welcome to our channel, Wisdom Connect. We're so grateful to have you. Thank you for joining in. If you're just joining us for the very first time, please subscribe to our channel. Put on your notification bell so you can always get our notifications when we post new videos. Thank you so much. Enjoy the conversation. Today's topic promises to be exciting, entertaining, very interactive. So much to learn from Wisdom Connectors here, I tell you. So please, thank you so much. Don't forget to drop your comments in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. If you have other ideas, send us a DM. We're gladly ready to hear from you. Thank you so much. God bless. Culture and its influence. I don't know if we've thought about the idea of culture and how much it has affected us as a people. One of my mentors, which the first person I actually heard it from, talked about the fact that as human beings, the things that shape us are nurture, our nature, and our culture. For me, I would say even our nurture is dependent on our culture, because a nurture is where the environment where you grow up, the kind of people you have around you, right? This is what you call your nurture. So our nurture is dependent on the culture that we have, right? So this is why I feel like nurture is also dependent on culture. I was checking different meanings about culture, and it was telling me that even the amount of humor that we get, the kind of things that are funny to us, is dependent on our culture. So culture has a great impact to us as human beings and as people. So I want to just come and share ideas. Tell me what you think about culture. What is it about your culture that is different? How has it affected you? How has it affected you? What would you want to do differently? How would you want to live? How do you live with diversity of cultures with different people around you? You know, I saw a video trending recently about a woman that, I don't know if I say she slaps the girl or tried to slap the girl, standing on a queue, I think in the UK. And then, you know, it went viral. If that happened in Nigeria, it would be a totally different conversation. So yes, so the floor is open. I want us to discuss. Tell me something about your culture, something different that is about your culture that you like, do not like, that you think you want to change, you try to change. Basically, how do you think our culture has affected us as a people? Right? Please, before you say anything, do me a favor, introduce yourself, because we want to network, we want to get to know each other. So introduce yourself, tell us your name, tell us where you are at and where you're from. We just want to meet you, want to know more about you. Yes, so this is my first person to talk.
Hello everyone, I'm Princess Toti. I live in Abuja. What else again should I say?
Where are you from?
No. Oh, I'm from Abia State. I'm an Igbo lady.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, about my culture. Okay, we are industrious. We like money, like money. We sleep, we eat, we think money, which is like is a good thing, but I mean, if it's to the extreme, obviously it's bad. But yeah, I mean, I'm proud Igbo lady.
Okay.
Always want to be Igbo when I come back.
Oh,
but
okay.
then I've had this problem with, I'm Igbo, and then I obviously have like Yoruba friends so when it comes to greeting, there's a difference when it comes to greeting. Like for we Igbos, when we see an elderly person, handshake, we shake you or we just nod. You know, we really don't, go down and greet. So I actually have that problem because people feel like I'm disrespectful.
Okay.
Yeah, but and then like I don't say anything wrong with bowing down or bending down to greet and all. Like it's your culture and all, but I'm an Igbo lady. I grew up that way. Even with my dad, I don't bend down to greet him. I just nod, Dad, good afternoon, or Dad, good morning. Sometimes he brings out his hand and we shake. But some people, it's disrespectful. I just wish that we can all, kind of respect everybody's culture, however they see things, and not just make it look like one person is wrong and one person is right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like that's one problem I know I usually have with other tribes, Yoruba, Hausa, other, our mode of greeting is actually very different from other tribes. So yeah. Okay, bye.
I like the fact that, thank you so much, Tati. I like the fact that she brought about grit. I didn't even think about it. But yes, I struggled with this for a while as well, when people expect you to kneel down to greet them, because, and I'm like, I didn't grow up that way, but I try to do it, right? But they expect you to do it. Literally, our culture just makes us feel like this is the way it should go. All right, thank you so much, Tati, for that. Anybody else about culture, something you want to share, something you want to change, something you think is great about your culture? Tell us. We want to hear. Why are you guys quiet? We said this is a place everybody's come up and discuss, talk about stuff. Tell us, how do you think you can be a better citizen? How can you be a better person? Is somebody talking?
Yes, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Christopher. Please tell us your name, where you are, and where you're from. Thank you.
My name is Christopher Egere, but I prefer to be called Chris. I'm from Delta State, and I'm currently in Warri, Delta State.
Okay.
And I want to respond to what the lady said, Mrs. Dottie. Sorry, I'm not sure I got the name correctly.
Yeah, correct.
That is correct.
Okay. So I believe there's this saying that goes, when you're in Rome, you act like the Romans. Okay. I'm a Robo, and when we greet, our greetings mingo. The literal interpretation of that is my knees are on the ground.
So, okay.
As I'm greeting, I should have my knees on the ground, or probably close to the ground. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't grow up in Delta. I grew up in Lagos. So I have to adjust to the Yoruba culture. If I'm in the north, just for instance, now you are in the north, and it's their culture to wear hijabs and all that. And from your line of from your line of arguments now, or no, from your line of what's the word? Oh my God! From what you said, you don't like their culture because you are not brought up that way, but you are trying to say that we should disregard their culture. But my own opinion is as our cultures are diverse, so is everybody's culture is diverse. But the most important thing, we should respect every other person's culture, regardless of if it's what we know or what we were brought up with. My 2 cents. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Egere. Christopher, I like what you said, respect every other people's culture, right? However, I would like to correct, hi, Daria, I can see you raising your hand. Sorry, I'm going to call you. I'd like to maybe, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Toti. I don't think she was saying that we should disregard other people's culture. She's more like saying, try to understand that I'm also not like this, right? But I like what you really said, respect every other people's culture. When you're in Rome, act like Romans. Thank you so much, Christopher. Daria, yes, you can talk, please. Don't forget to introduce yourself, please.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Dario Gutokun. So I work in Lagos, but I'm not in Lagos presently. Is that enough for an introduction?
Where are you from, Dario? What state are you from?
Oh, I'm Yoruba. I'm from Ibadan because I was born and raised in Ibadan. My parents are from Osun, but I identify more as an Ibadan boy.
As an Ibadan than an Osun person. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's a gray area. It's not black and white.
Okay.
So I'm going to give like 2 examples. I used to have a friend who is Igbo. Grew up in an Igbo household and schooled in Ibadan at University of Ibadan. So the first time I went to his house, I saw the way he greeted his father, like just stood and, kind of like, good evening, daddy, and that was it. But then I observed him again when he came to like at University of Ibadan, how he talks to, say, lecturers or, people who are older than him. He bows, like he goes to the extent of prostrating for them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So just like Christopher said, when you're somewhere, you should you shouldn't disrespect their culture. So apologies to the lady. I'm not saying that you disrespect that, like you disrespected people's culture or everything, but you need to understand that it's not going to change. They're not going to change for us, you know, for outsiders. That is the way. So the second example was actually my classmate from Akwa Ibom. And there was this day I was surprised the way he came late to class, and then the lecturer just beckoned on him to come in, and then he prostrated, like thanking me, like thank you, sir. And that kind of like passed the message to me, you know. If I go to another culture, like if I go to a place that's different from mine, like from, you know, what I'm used to, I'll try to learn their ways.
Okay.
Not because it's changing who I am, but because I want to get across to them. I want to live peaceably with them.
Yes.
Do you understand? So it's just basic courtesy. And of course, definitely, I feel like the Yoruba people should also, you know, understand other people, or like irrespective of your culture. Like when you have an outsider, try and understand that, you know, the person is not familiar. So don't crucify the person because the person is not greeting you the way, you know, you think you should have, you know, the fellow should have greeted you, you know, maybe bowing or kneeling or something, you know. So I think it's both ways, the outsider and the, you know, the host. There should be a balance of, you know, mutual respect. Understand, you know, where this person is coming from, and you also who's coming into that culture. Also try and, so that you can, be at peace with them, so that I can get across to them when you want learn their ways, so that I can communicate with them. It's just as simple as that.
Okay, thank you so much. I like what you said, Gary. Learning their way to be able to communicate with them. That's one way to be able to work with diversity of culture, actually. So I like what you said, right? But I want you guys to understand something. Please, we're not talking about greeting alone. I want you to talk about anything. Talk about culture in general. Toti, I'm going to come to you. I want to talk about culture in general, right? Like there are different things. There are different things that has to do with our culture that we find we tend to be uncomfortable with, or we try to act like. I remember someone was saying to me that the white wedding that we see is actually the white man's culture. We're copying it. Sense, right? And you're like, oh wait, what he's saying is true, right? So like there are different things that we actually learn and unlearn. Like there's some things that we cannot do as Africans, and there are things that it doesn't just seem right to us, you know? I'll come back to that. Tati, yes, please, you can talk. Daria, please lower your hand so I could. Thank you.
I think past that. No worry. We'll actually pass that. So what was the thing you said again? Just mentioned that. Sorry.
About what? Sorry?
You mentioned something now.
About learning to be able to pass across a message.
Oh yeah, actually I get that too. Like, I mean, I'm an Igbo lady born in Kano, grew up in Kano, and also obviously like do not have any problem respecting people's culture. Okay. These things we're humans. And I never said that, this person is the wrong person. But humans, this thing just happens. Like out of impulse, or you see someone, you just nod, good afternoon, and you walk, and then be like, no, I'm your elder, you're meant to kneel down and greet. I'm like, sorry. But obviously we're not still kneel down and greet, but I'll still like, maybe lower my back, to greet. So Chris, don't take it like maybe I'm Igbo, so that is it. No, I respect everybody's culture. I have Igbo friends, I have Hausa friends and all, but I'm just saying these things just happen. Like it has been a problem for me, because I'm just walking, seeing someone and person expects me not to greet this way. It's like, I will respect if you're elderly, but that doesn't mean like I disrespect people's culture. I just wanted to clear that.
Okay. Okay.
Then I think we've passed the whole greetings. So I think the other thing that
there are other things we can discuss about. Yes, definitely. So yes, what do you think about what I said when someone said white wedding is actually the white man's culture? We're copying it. We're doing two weddings. We're doing two traditional weddings. What do you think?
Can I talk? Okay. So I think the whole confusion is because of this whole colonization thing. I'm sure before Christianity and all, it was just a traditional wedding. This parent means this parent, the bride price and every, and then you go to your husband's house. But with Christianity, it is now kind of different, but of which is not really compulsory. I think it's just everybody's choice. Some people be like, oh, traditional wedding, and that's it. Some people like, okay, since I'm a Christian and I also want to respect my culture, yeah, I'll do traditional wedding, then call the pastor to bless the marriage, and you know, and that's it. I don't think like the whole white wedding issue is not really compulsory. I don't think there's anybody that said, oh, you can do a white wedding, but it shouldn't be something that is very, very expensive or do it in a lavish way, except you have the funds to, it's totally fine. But just because we are Christians and we also want to respect our backgrounds, respect our parents and how they used to do things and how things are actually meant to be done from where we are, that's why we have these two marriages, of which you can actually merge them. It's not compulsory that you do this differently and do that. Like, I don't think that's really an issue. If you have it, you can do it. If you don't, some people just go do court marriage, and then that's also, I think that's also white man's this thing way of marriage.
Then the court itself.
Yeah, the court itself. Yes, now
it's really the white man's way of marriage.
Yeah, before they came, I don't think we have to go to court to also get certificate. Yeah, you just
be legally married.
Yeah, and then that is it. There was nothing like court. So court and all these things are, due to colonization, it came, and they were also Christian. So I just feel like there's a way you can, balance these things, and it's not really like compulsory to go and do a lavish white wedding. Well, because we're Christians and we respect our culture, we want to also respect God and also invite God into, whatever we're doing. Like, just married and all.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I can see your hand, Igere. Okay, I'm going to come to you. So, are we able to differentiate between colonization and how are we able to merge both colonization and our culture background? Igere, I'm coming to you. Okay, yes, you can talk now, please.
Okay, talking about white wedding.
Okay.
I'm not a very spiritual person, and if coincidentally people I know are on this meeting, I'm sure they'll be shocked to hear what I'm saying. But life is full of surprises. So moving on. So I know for those the Bible scholars here, correct me. I don't go to church that much, but I try. So I think it's in John. To be probably 2 John, I think. Jesus attended the wedding at Canaan.
Okay.
And argue with me, I don't know, but from my small age, that was a traditional wedding. And
why did you call it a traditional wedding?
Why
did you call it a traditional wedding?
Leave me alone. It's a traditional wedding because they went to go and pay bride price. And so the whole white wedding thing, like the lady said, white wedding basically is just the church blessing your marriage.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing, I've been to several weddings, there's nothing extraordinary they do there. The girl will just wear white wedding gown. They will play, comes the bride, father will carry the girl. The pastor or the priest to say, okay, who is marrying the girl? It's me, and I pronounce you man and wife and all that. And the only I mean no disrespect to Christians here. I'm a Christian and I'm sure I'll definitely do white wedding. The only significant thing that I see they do there is they do the registry for court or so, basically like a court wedding. Like I think it's a procedure they do for court so that you have your wedding certificate or something like that. So culture has messed up things like that. Personally, I don't think I want to do a white wedding, do traditional wedding, go to court for us to be legally registered as married couples. Aside from that, to me, it's a waste of money and a waste of time. Thank you.
Okay. So to you, white wedding is a waste of money and a waste of time. Okay, Christopher, we hear you. I'm still talking about how to merge both device is ready to pair. Okay, somebody's Bluetooth device ready to pair. We're talking about how we can merge civilization with our culture, right? I hear what you said, Christopher. However, do you think that registry, that's a legal wedding, is a white man's culture, quote and unquote? I don't know why I'm even talking about weddings, but yes, let's go ahead. Someone talk to me. Do you think civil wedding is a white man's culture?
It's not a white man's culture, because before now there are laws that guide the land. If you want to, if you pay a bride price and you want to return the bride price, there are processes they follow.
Okay.
So I think what we will say is that our law has evolved.
Okay.
That should be the word. Our law has evolved. So that's why we have a law code to make it proper and cover up loopholes. My 2 cents.
Bluetooth device is ready. Okay. Okay, fine. Let's move on from white wedding and weddings and all of that. Let me bring out this scenario.
Can I say something?
Yes, sure. You can say something.
I think it's important that, you know, we a lot of controversial issues that we would want to speak on, you know, has to have, for example, a subject area, because otherwise we can come here and, you know, jump from one hole to the next hole and actually, you know, not resolve things. First, I heard everything everybody had to say about, you know, the greeting part, and I think that
sorry to cut you for a minute. Please, you did not tell us your name, where you stay, and where you're from.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My name is Omoregbewa Yosazwa, but my friends call me Zed or Zedicus. And I stay in Germany, Munich in Germany, and I work and I school in Germany. Thank you guys for having me also.
Where are you from, Zed?
I'm from Benin City, so okay. I'm an Edo boy. Yes, born Lagos, but Edo boy. Yes. So I think greeting, you know, like I would only say that the goal of greeting needs to be understood to be able to know why you are doing it. You know, so why am I greeting people? You know, greeting is pleasantry. It's a form of encouragement. It's a form of wishing someone well. You know, here, I mean, it's different. You know, because you could call people by their names, even if they're like in their 60s, and you say good morning or something, and you literally can't do that in Nigeria or in Benin City. You know, so I think when you understand, like, the goal is to encourage, or the goal is to wish someone well in the morning or whenever you see them, you know, then you try as much as possible to encourage, right? And then, I mean, I understand, because like sometimes people expect these things, you know, it's like it's a mandate, it's their right. And when we get to an age in our life, we start to question everything about society, and we start to rebel, and we think that, why should I have to greet you like that? But then the question is, why are you greeting?
Okay.
Whether you're doing it right or you're not doing it right. And then secondly, my take on the white wedding thing, I think first of all, the problem here is that the word is called white wedding. And I mean, I think someone said that they don't think it's like, if it's a societal norm for like there to be like white weddings.
Okay.
But I differ on that, especially when it comes to, I think a lot of women more enjoy the frenzy and the, the hype that comes
with it. Okay.
That comes with weddings more, especially the white weddings, because then it's easier to augment a lot of things in it. I think that it is a cultural thing, because the Americans, the Black Americans or the African Americans, in their own form of white wedding, they jump the broom.
I didn't get that, sorry. They did what?
They jump the broom.
Okay.
It's part of the culture.
Okay.
In I think the Greeks, I think they smash like glass to signify whatever. And in Germany, they light a candle, and then they tie their hands round and stuff, and they make their vows.
Okay.
And to me, I see it as foolish.
Okay.
But I would say there's a but. It's my personality not to find these things as important. They are not important, because then the question is, what is the goal of weddings? Why is it there? Why is the wedding there? Wedding is just an official way to signify to everybody, your family members, that you're settling down. But I do not condemn it, and I do not see people that get into this frenzy as foolish.
Okay.
I personally wouldn't do it, because I consider it foolish for myself. So I'm trying to be politically correct on that part, because I know that a lot of people are going to lash out very soon. But I'm saying that it's foolish because I wouldn't do it, only for one reason. I wouldn't spend so much money to have a wonderful event at the detriment of my own future, if that makes any sense. So I think, yes, it's definitely true that the European culture mixed with Catholicism and the Orthodox churches were able to bring in that culture into it. But then my stretch on that spectrum is, because we see it as white wedding, we consider every other thing else as traditional. Okay. I don't know if that makes any sense. So if this is where the problem is, I think, in society, is that everything that is white is the benchmark for every other thing in life. And so it's a white wedding. So if it's not a white wedding, then it's a traditional wedding, whatever form of wedding it is. But every wedding, it should just be a wedding. It should be that this is a European wedding, because when you come to Europe, it's different. It's like the Germans have the way they do their wedding, the Italians have the way they do their weddings, the Spaniards have the way they do their weddings, and definitely the British have the way they do their weddings. And so it's all traditional. But when we bring that mentality back to Africa because of church and everything and how we idolize religion, the white wedding becomes the benchmark, and every other thing is traditional. And I think that should. So I think that in summary, because I think I've spoken a lot, the word is the problem.
Okay.
I recently watched something just now before, I think that Dewey sent a message. I saw Morgan Freeman say something about race. He says, why should you say I'm black and you say I'm white? Why can't we just see it as you're, Rosemary and I'm Omo, And so I feel like that word, white wedding, is the problem in this whole conversation.
Okay.
Once you can remove it and say that these are traditional weddings in Europe, because that's what they are, and there's no problem. Every wedding, so then it means that if an Igbo man does his wedding, whatever style it is, it should be enough. If a Yoruba person does their wedding, whatever style it is, it should be enough. The church shouldn't be the criteria for making it officially known that it's the wedding. And then to scratch the mentality that you have to wear a suit and stand in the front of an aisle. Paul would definitely understand, because I've said this to him many times. I wouldn't do that. to stand in a suit and wait in front of the aisle for a woman to walk, and then I understand that God is present. It's folly to me, because God is present everywhere. God is present here. So why can't I kneel down and have our parents and my parents pray for the both of us? And even if you want to have a priest or you have a pastor, you pray for the both of you guys, and then you have a document signed, and that's it. Why must I have to cook 4-course meal and have after party, and then have bridal shower, and then have groom's party?
Okay.
I'm just saying it for those my friends that are expecting these type of things in the coming future. Why have all this foolishness? Because of one day events. So that's my mentality. So my mentality is more economics, it's more finance, it's more jargons related than the spiritual or the religious aspect of it. But I feel like it's folly to say that the white wedding is the spiritual significance of wedding. That to me is folly. Yeah.
Wow. I hope we're taking notes of what you were saying. Like, I like the fact that you were really I like the fact that you're really sincere about it and telling us what you think. I didn't say it that way, right? So I'm learning. Someone said in the comment section, he said that it's a plan by the whites to segregate us. Okay, you know what? I think we should come back to this white wedding discussion another day, because we're not going to end if we're going into conversations and it's not about slave trade.
You must give us jollof rice. So
we go chop your rice. So
leave that
you will do baccalaureate and bachelor.
When Red was talking, right? I remember one tweet I saw before they banned Twitter. And the guy was like, he left Nigeria, he was working, and he got to the office. And nobody was saying good morning to anybody. And they were working like everything was fine. And in his head, are you not greeting in this office? You know, that kind of stuff, like, because of the culture, the orientation we have from Africa. And then he's like, nobody cares about your good morning, no guy. Keep your good morning inside your pocket. You know, yes, I also like the idea, because you said, learn other people's culture. It would help you to get across to them. So research shows that if you understand people's culture, you're able to get across to them better. They're able to understand you better, and they're able to do much better. Do you understand? By understanding their culture. So yeah, I think it's very, very important that we get to understand different culture and know how to act. We're not saying deny your culture. We're not saying don't be yourself. We're saying if you're able, if you want to become a better person, if you want to have a stronger generation, we have to learn to understand people and know how to relate with them. So moving on. As I have somebody else talking about wedding, please don't talk about wedding. We're going to come back. I'm going to bring a whole topic on wedding. I promise, but not today. Not today. Okay, so
I'm not talking about wedding actually.
Okay. Go ahead.
The thing is, I think the challenge you
What's
have.
What's your name? Sorry. I said this. Tell us your name, where you're from, and where you're staying. Thank you.
Oh, okay. My name is Damilola Oshodi. I stay in Abuja. I'm a Lagos boy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Please go ahead.
I think the challenge we have with this whole cultural thing is the fact that a lot of people find it difficult to adapt when you move to another place, or when you let's not even use another country. Let's even use Nigeria as for instance, I grew up in Lagos, and I know that Lagosians, let me say, they respect people a lot. And let me just say Yorubas generally, they like respect. So don't even joke with that one. But one thing I've discovered is that when you now move to another place, you need to be able to adapt with those other people's culture and traditions.
Okay.
When I moved to Abuja, I've been in Abuja for like how many years? Like 5 or 10 years. Okay. And what I've discovered is that you see that thing called respect, or this brother or sister, it doesn't happen here. Do you understand? So I know people that are older than like 10 or 15 years, and they just call me by my name. And
your head. She get respect at all.
And yeah, so and I have to like, well, you are not in Lagos. You are not. This is not West. Do you understand? So you just have to adapt and just go with the flow, and that's what I've decided to do. As long as that person is not disrespecting me, you can go ahead and call me by my name. No offense taken at all. So I think we need to get to that point whereby we be able to adapt wherever we find ourselves.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dami. Thank you. I appreciate. We're going to end this meeting at exactly 9:05 because it's supposed to be an hour meeting. However, we're still on this topic about culture. I'm very intentional, right? I said Wisdom Connect, we're very intentional about being better people. So I want to believe that we're all taking notes and trying to be better people wherever we are, trying to understand people the way, because sometimes it's easier to get across to people when you understand them. I cannot overemphasize this, right? I'm learning. I hope every other person is learning. So I want to bring up a scenario I believe that was trending on Instagram just this week. Now, please hear me. Before you come and attack me, just hear me. We saw the video of the woman that was saying to the girl, I don't know how many of us did not see it, saying to the girl that I have your mates at home, at my daughter, blah, blah, blah. And the girl is like, do not shout in my face and all of that. And then later the girl insults the woman and the woman gets angry and hits the girl. Now, I think it's a cultural thing. I think, because the truth is, if that thing had happened in Africa, in Nigeria, let me not even go into Africa discussion, in Nigeria on its own, that girl would feel humiliated. Because the whole society will be against her. So what do you guys think? Do you think it's a culture? Because for me, I'm like, the woman, that's all she has known. As much as I feel like she probably did not respect herself, but I feel like that's all she has known. That's all she always knew. So to her, the girl acting that way just didn't make sense. But what do you think? Tell me. Did any of us see that video? Let's start with that.
Nope. I'm not sure I saw it.
Wow, I wish I had a clip to add
Maybe
here.
You
Did
might
anybody
need
see
to
that video?
share it.
It was trending. Did anybody see that video? So what happened? Let me give you a summary.
If there's a link, you can send a link so that we can just watch and
I'm gonna have to get that out. Okay, but let me just give you a summary. So they're standing in a queue. I think they want to see a movie or something, want to buy something. So the thing is, we didn't get to the beginning of that video, right? But it starts with the woman saying, I have your mates in my house. This is how you behave outside. And how would you be behaving like this? And the girl is like, stop shouting in my face, right? And the woman is like, what do you mean by stop shouting in your face? So basically, they to exchange words. And she's like, you call yourself an African woman, an African girl. And the girl's like, I call myself an African girl, so what? Like, I don't know you, why should I respect you? And the woman is like, you do not have respect and all of that. And the girl is like, I don't know you, why should I respect you, African or not, right? So they had that exchanging of words, right? In the public, this is not a hidden thing. And then after that exchanging of words, the girl is like, you're such a damn fool. And the woman just got angry. How dare you call me a damn fool? You know, and then she hits the girl. Like someone can argue that she did not slap her. I feel like she hits the girl. So she hits the girl on her face. The girl also exchanged and tried to hit the woman too. Long story short, I heard they arrested the woman and all of that because of course you're not in Nigeria, so you don't have the right to touch anybody. Yeah, so can we remember this scenario? I should just move on from it.
Yeah, remember.
Okay. So what do you think? Do you think it's a cultural thing? I think it's a cultural thing.
I think Dari is raising his hand.
Okay, yes, please, Dari, go ahead. Sorry.
Dari. Okay.
Hi, Barry again. Well, I don't want to excuse it on culture. Yes, culture has a role to play, but it was pure violence on the part of the woman.
Violence.
I saw the video.
Okay.
So, first off, the little girl was minding her business. We don't know what transpired, obviously.
Okay.
But the woman trying to force, so it's a case of, I mean, in the Nigerian context, you understand, you are expected that to keep quiet when someone older than you is talking.
Right.
Now, if you don't keep quiet, it's like then that elder has a right to kind of like hit you Do you understand? Like, I mean, if an older person eats you, say you're a teenager and an older person eats you, your parents will probably ask, what did you do to the person? So it's this mentality of it takes a village to raise, someone, but to raise a child. But actually, I feel, in my opinion, that it's what propagates violence, in our culture, in our system. You see, for example, it is what plays out, in the case of police brutality, when a policeman feels that, he has a right to harass or violate a young person just because the young person, looks good, or, wouldn't accord him that respect that he feels he deserves. So, I'm going to take sides here. The woman was wrong, and I think that going forward as a society, we need to drop some of the things that don't serve us. Things like, this idea of it takes a village to raise a child. It only propagates violence against that child, because if you believe that it takes a village to raise your child, that means an outsider can lay his hands on your child and you'll be like, oh, what did you do to that person? You understand? Oh, take the correction and all those things. So as a society, I think we need to drop that. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you, Dari. Hannah, I see you. I'm going to let you in for 1 minute. In my head, I'm thinking, because I believe that we are the next set of parents, right? So we're supposed to raise our children in a particular way. So how do we change this mentality that a child can actually be right? Like, you don't have to be right as an elder at all times, because I feel like that thing, that's me personally, I feel like that thing has really eaten into our flesh, where we just feel like, or where the society feels like, as long as that person is older than you, you don't have a say. Like, literally, you don't have anything to say, right? Hannah, yes, please go ahead. Please don't forget to tell us your name, where you are from, and where you're staying.
Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Hannah. Where I'm from Ogun State, and I live in Lagos. Okay, so concerning this video thing, I feel that the woman should have just mind her business. We need to learn how. So we have to learn how to mind our business sometimes. Seriously, that's what I feel. She should have just respected herself jejely. Like, the girl is doing something wrong. Yeah, you don't know her from anywhere. You don't know this girl from anywhere. You don't know who she is. You don't know who her parents are. Nothing. If she even knew her parents or something, I'll say, okay, maybe she felt obligated to correct the girl or something. You don't know this girl from anywhere, and you just feel you can lay your hands on someone. I feel that was really, really wrong. Even if the girl is wrong, you don't have any right to touch another person's child. That's what me, I feel. I don't.
Okay, I like what you said about not having the right to touch another person's child. But let's digress a little. Let's think about it. I'm not supporting anybody, but think about it. Do you think that the woman knows better? What do I mean by that? Like, this is how she grew up. This is all she has known all her life. We don't know how long she's been outside the country. We don't know how long she's been there. This is the orientation she has in her mind. Can you all hear me? Sorry, I'm so sorry. My network was misbehaving for a second.
Yeah, can hear you.
Okay. So I'm like, what do you like? Can we think about? Because I'm sure she's in the court and they have to drag this back and forth. Do you also feel like this is all the woman has known? Like, how? Like, you know the saying that they say you cannot give what you do not have, right? And this is all she has known all her life. This is how she knows that they have to train an African child and all of that. Is it really her fault? Think about it. Oh, tell me what you think. Not like I'm supporting her. I'm just saying.
But why should it be an African child? Why can't it be any child? Why, if it was a white woman girl that spoke to her, would she do that? She won't do that. That's just the truth and fact. If it was a white girl that spoke to her, she will not raise her hand. She will not even try it. But because it's a black girl, she now feels that she can do anything. It's good for her. I'm sorry. It's very, very good.
Let's be careful. Let's be careful with our words, guys. Okay. Hi, Deborah. Go ahead.
She will learn how to mind her business and respect yourself.
I'm
It's
saying
the truth.
yes. I'm supporting Hannah. She will learn. Because
Hi, Deborah. Tell us your name, where you're from, and where you're at. Thank you. Deborah, you wanted to say something. We're listening to you.
Oh, I was just supporting Hannah. I'm Deborah Emmanuel.
Okay.
From Delta State.
Okay.
I stay in Lagos.
Okay. So you're supporting Hannah, right? If it was a white girl, it was a white child, she wouldn't do anything.
A white child, she will not have touched that.
Okay.
Because I feel like we don't even respect ourselves in Nigeria, let alone letting other people respect us. We don't respect ourselves enough.
Okay.
In abroad, we see how like they treat each other. We see how they treat themselves. So this kind of thing can happen there. So I feel like this whole thing should be like a lesson for her. She should learn from it if she's smart.
Okay. So I feel like the people I have here.
Sorry, I wanted to add something. So it's like she has now turned our culture to child abuse.
Yeah. Okay. You're supporting what Darius said about
I'm just trying
violence.
to. Just came to my mind now that she just turned our culture. So she's not showing outside people that in Africa we used to abuse children. That's it.
But don't we abuse children in Africa? I'm just saying.
Please, it's not all of us. It's not all of us. It's not all of us.
Okay. If you
it's
say
not all
so.
of us.
If you say
because
so.
Seriously, I've seen where this thing even causes trouble, even in Nigeria. Okay. You go and discipline another person's child for them, and they now carry you to police station, and police will not be asking you, "Is it your child?" No. What did you do? Why did you? All those questions. Sometimes we just have to just respect ourselves and just be like, it's not my child. I will be fine. The child will be fine. The mother or the father will train them. Leave them alone.
Okay.
It's the truth. If you have a relationship with the child, then it's a different thing. You may be obligated that this child is doing something bad. I have to correct. If you have a relationship with the child or the mother of the child or something, but you don't know anybody.
Okay. Thank you, Hannah. I like what you're saying, but I'm also in my head. I'm also thinking. We know how, like Dari mentioned, that same idea is it takes a village to raise a child. Christopher, I'm coming to you. It takes a village to raise a child, right? And we know that the way we're formed, or what nurtures us, what makes us as a person, our nurture, our nature, our culture. So our nurture means the environment, people around us. I think it has been imbibed inside of somehow to just think that, you know what, I should be able to be there. I don't know. I think it's a cultural thing. So what we're doing here in Wisdom Connect is trying to be better. So when we're raising the next generation, we are raising them with a better mindset, or raising them with a better understanding about life, because we have that responsibility to do that. That's one of the things we're doing here in Wisdom Connect. Christopher, please go ahead.
Okay. I've not seen the video.
I sent the link to the group. Someone send the link.
Okay, I will look at it later. But the lady said about something about minding our growing up. When I was growing up, I remember maybe I fought in school. Before I get home, like 3 people have disciplined me before my father won't get back to work. So when my brothers get back to work, don't nothing like please fought in school. So they say it's a community that brings up children.
Okay.
That's my mentality of growing up. And that mentality has changed a lot in Nigeria. That is the reason why we have lots of kids doing things that they're not supposed to do, because people that are supposed to correct them when their parents are not there are better to mind their business because it's not their child or they are not directly affected. And that's why a lot of things in the country are bad. Because gone are the days when you see a boy of 14 or 15 smoking cigarettes on the road. You know that child is not up to 18. That child shouldn't be smoking cigarettes. You don't know the child from anywhere, but you say, "Hey, young man, stop that. That's not good. Why are your parents? Where the child?" You understand? But if we all go on with the mentality of, since I don't know the person directly, I don't know the family directly, I don't know my business, we're all going to have kids one day, someday. Sometimes I've gone wrong. People that I don't know from anywhere have called me to order, and I was back like that. Get what I mean? So we should take away that mentality. So many things are not right, so many things are wrong, but I don't know. We know what to do.
Thank you very much, Christopher. I think Deborah Rahim says, I totally agree with Christopher. So she agrees with you. I don't disagree with you, to be honest. At the same time, you know. Hannah, are you raising up your hand? Do you want to say something now? Or was it the other one? Hannah?
Okay. Yeah. Christopher just said something. I just wanted to just point something on it. I feel as the generation, as we are growing, your generation and the generation now are two different generations. That's what you should understand also. Yes, that might have worked for your generation, that someone you don't know will chastise you and say, this what you're doing is bad, and you will listen. The generation now, it's a different thing. So that's what I'm saying, that we should not be archaic and be saying, because our forefathers did it, right, let's continue doing it. You have to grow. That's what I feel. I'm just saying one piece. Like, you have to grow with your generation. You have to know what's the word? What will this generation connect with? Not be feeling doing because my parents did it, so I'm going to do it. Like, I feel that some of those things don't work. You don't raise a child, two children the same way. If you do that, one is going to surely lose his way or something, because those children are two different children. You get? So the generation that we are in before, so in my own generation, somebody chastise you and say, why are you doing it? You will listen. But now it's a different ball game. So I feel that chastising, that correction you're trying to say, it doesn't work in this current generation. That's what I feel.
Okay, thank you so much. We're running out of time. We need to okay, Dami, you want to say something? Just go ahead.
Yeah, okay. What I would like to say, like I said earlier, I think the challenge we have is the fact that people don't want to adapt, or people don't like to change.
Okay.
Because if you leave Nigeria and go to another place, you need to understand what is working and how things work there. Okay. You can't say that because you're an African, whatever, then not carry your whole African mentality and everything and go and use it there. Trust me. You will end up being in trouble every time. And then again, in as much as, yes, we want a society where, yes, a community can raise a child, I believe that it is still possible, but it doesn't have to be the same way that our parents did it. I'm sure that there are lots of ways that these things can still be done. A community can still raise a child, but there's still a better approach, different from what our forefathers did.
Okay. So I like what you said about a better approach, right? Because I believe that everything can be done in love. However, I would like to, we're running up soon. Please, before we run up, everybody's going to talk. You're going to tell us your name, where you are at, and where you are from. Even if you don't contribute, at least let us hear your voice. So don't leave. I can see you. I know everybody that is here. I'm going to connect to you personally. But I would like to say this. Romans 12:2. Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. When I think about this, I'm like, because like I keep saying, we are the next generation. We are going to raise the next generation, right? So in my head, as much as I want to be there for a child, I want to help train a child. Because like what Christopher said, I won't lie, I experienced it. Where aunties and uncles they will spank you for doing something wrong even before your parents come into play. And to be honest, I don't see it as such a bad thing. Okay, I think Zed wants to say something. Zed, 1 second. Like, I don't see it as such a bad thing. At the same time, in what we're talking about culture, getting across to people, you have to learn to understand them, be able to get across to them. So you don't see it as violence, or they don't see it as you trespassing. You know, I like what Zami said. We have to learn. There has to be a better way to be able to pass information and for a village to nurture a child without violence. Please, Ed, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I think I agree with everybody, but I only have one.
You have to help us speak up, please. I can't hear you clearly.
Okay, can you hear me? I have
Yes,
only one thought.
Okay.
It's good that we all want to evolve. That's fantastic. But do you evolve and lose your core? Yesterday I was in a house and some Germans, and then their kid left the house by 9 p.m. and he was like, I'm coming back by 12 something. I was like,
wow. Whoa.
I did this. I was like, I'll be dead, right? And so I could have said something, right? But I chose not to. But this is one thing I'm definitely sure of. The way that Africans raise their kids, the Europeans envy a lot of some of those things. While we sometimes also envy some of their things. I think we also try and prioritize their ways more than our ways. But I think that it should be that we take our own, the good parts, and then we take theirs, the good part, and then we mix it together. There shouldn't be the mentality that, oh, we're changing, the world is changing. That's flawed. Why is it flawed for me? If you go to the Romans and you read exactly everything happening in the Romans, there's nothing new happening in the world. It's only a little bit different. There's literally nothing new happening in this society now. It's only a little bit different. It's just a different time, different people, technology and whatnot. But if you go and you take a trend analysis of what has been happening in the world, there's nothing new. There's nothing that was happening in Sodom and Gomorrah that's not happening now. I mean, maybe we are crazy and we have Instagram and everything to spread the madness more.
Yeah.
And so my own point is that, do we lose our values for the sake of evolving? Or because we have this rebellious attitude about our own being, it shouldn't be like that. Why our parents like that? I enjoy a lot of the things that I went through. I enjoyed being chastised because I feel like when I have to behave, I owe a level of self-respect of myself to the society.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what to say about this woman and this girl, because that situation could have been dealt with in a more calm manner, that the girl could have understood the woman's point without her bringing out the ego of, I have a child that is your age or something. I think that the girl could have been educated better without that aggression or whatnot coming out from it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that everyone that says that we should change, this is the 21st century, but there are things that our parents did in the old that were very helpful, especially now that everyone is about mental health. Our minds are becoming weak, right? The things, the jokes, the stuff that we used to laugh, because I had to round up plenty thoughts that we used to laugh about earlier back in the days. We can't take them now because we're becoming weak people. We're becoming too sensitive. We're becoming too conscious of every particle in the air and very judgmental. So if whatever we say we want to do, I'm definitely sure that 65% of what our forefathers did, maybe some part of marrying 3 wives.
Yeah.
But a lot of things that he did was right. And I wouldn't change that part of myself. I would take other cultures and evolve, just like you said, renewing my mind. But I would not, at the detriment of what I understand, scrap everything I know.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So that's my own. I just shut up because my mind.
Thank you, Zed. We've passed our time, but I'm gonna say this. Like, from what you said, something I took really strongly, which is one thing that is core for us here at Wisdom Connect, is learn and unlearn. Learn the right things, learn the good things. Not everything we have to copy. Unlearn, keep the ones that are not important. Even the Bible says that if you spare the rod, you spare the child and you spare the rod, right? What's that scripture that says something about if you spare the rod, you have to discipline a child, right? So it is important to discipline. However, I'm not saying violence. I'm saying we have to learn to discipline a child. And like Dami said, learn better ways to discipline a child or discipline someone, you know, at the same time respecting yourself, at the same time evolving, right? This has been really, for me, I've been taking notes. I don't know if other people are taking notes, but it was something that everybody was saying that was really, really very, that was really hitting me hard, is the fact that you need to learn about other people to be able to connect to them. We need to learn that, because I will say this a third time. We are the next parents. We are the next parents, and we need to have the right attitude, right culture, right mindset, because it's what we have that we're going to pass across the next generation. So, with that being said, I want everybody to introduce yourself before we wrap this up. So, please, you've not said anything. Just introduce yourself. Just tell us your name, where you're from, and what you do before our next meeting. So let's go. I'm going to call names, because if I do that, it doesn't go rowdy. I'm going to go from my names here. Deborah Rahim has not spoken. That's the next name I have here. So please, Deborah, can we hear your voice? Deborah, we can't hear you. Okay.
I think she needs to unmute.
Can you please unmute your mic, please? Okay, let's move to the next person. We've heard Dami of Lagos. We've heard Christopher Egere. We've heard Deborah Emmanuel. We've not heard Emmanuel King. Emmanuel King, please tell us about yourself, your name, no, just a simple thing. Your name, where you're from, and where you stay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
My name is Emmanuel King. I stay in Lagos, and I'm from Akwa Ibom State. Yeah.
Ah, okay. This is new. You should have told us about your culture.
So let me just contribute.
Go ahead.
Let me just contribute a bit, just a bit, because when you said you were going to call everybody, I started writing notes, taking notes.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm from Akwa Ibom State. However, I haven't been there. I just went there once or twice. So when you're talking about culture, I really do not know much about the culture, which is not an excuse though. But I really do not know much, I have to confess. But then, something that's helped me over the years, I believe that ignorance is not an excuse. I believe that it's important to be aware, right? Fully aware of culture, right? So wherever you find yourself, it's important to know the cultural norms that exist in that environment, and also, and it's important to know that with cultural norms comes expectations, and it's just a normal thing to expect, people to behave in the way you have been used to all your lives, right? So, so from the story of the woman we're talking about just now, I do understand that she was largely ignorant. She expected the girl to behave in a particular way, right? She expected all Africans to be more respectful, more submitted, and more, down to earth. But with this generation comes a certain level of boldness and confidence, and to spice it up, rebellion. So we should be understanding, and we should be aware and informed. So, but there is an error that comes with one-sidedness. If we only rebuke the woman, and we do not speak about the lady or the girl, yes, we'll be in danger of that imbalance, right? So I do want to say that I will advocate kingdom culture, because regardless of every other culture, every other culture has its own limitations, right? But if we advocate kingdom culture, I'm not talking religion now, right? Talking kingdom culture, which would be love God, love your neighbor, and love yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So whenever we are rebuking people, we should do it in love, right? So
yeah.
And the last thing would be that respect should not be a thing of culture, right? I think respect should be a thing of humanity. So if there is someone who has gone ahead of you in age, in career, in any area of life, right? I think it's important that we try to give that person a bit of respect, right? Dependent on how they respect themselves too. I do not think respect should be a thing of culture that these people respect, this culture have a high level of respect and this other does not have a high level of respect, right? Respect is something that comes with humanity, and it should not be a physical activity that you should see. You should discern respect. So if this person respects me, he doesn't have to kneel down, right? From his conversation with me, from the way he from the way he relates with me, I know he respects me. Right. So let me not talk too much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Indicate you should have you kept all this wisdom inside of you. Come on. Anyways, thank you. I really got some things you said. Cultivate kingdom culture. Respect has nothing to do with culture, right? It has nothing to do with that. Thank you so much for that. Deborah, they say they want to hear your voice. So please, can you speak up? Let's hear you. Deborah Rahim, we're waiting for you. Okay, I'll wait for Deborah. I'm going to move to okay, I think almost everybody has spoken actually. So it was just Emmanuel King and Deborah. Deborah seems to have some issues right now where she cannot talk. So please pardon her. I trust that the next time we're going to meet, she's going to share her own views. Okay, Christopher, go ahead.
I think Paul has not spoken, and Emmanuel has not spoken as well.
Thank you so much for that. I couldn't see them here. I wonder why. I don't know if they left the message. Sorry. Okay. I can't. Hi, Paul. Please, can you say something? What's your name? Where you're from? And what? Where you stay?
Hi everyone. My name is Paul. I'm from Delta State and I'm based in Lagos.
Okay. No contribution.
I did not hear it. Say it again. Say it again.
Okay, Paul. Thank you. You were saying someone else. You said Emmanuel King has spoken, Christopher.
Sorry. Paul, what did you say? I didn't really get you clearly. My network was a bit shaky. Can you repeat yourself, please? Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
I think we have fast spent the time, and
okay, guys, moving on. Thank you so much. If you have ideas about the topics that we can discuss, I think this culture is a more vast topic. We can go on and on, enter different aspects of it. When it comes to food, please mute your mic. When it comes to food, when it comes to dressing, so many things when it comes to culture. I think we'll still touch this little by little, maybe one aspect at one time, right? So, but I'm really excited about how today went, and I really appreciate everyone. If you have ideas about the right topics we should talk about, things you think that affect us as a nation, affect us as a people, right? Please send us a DM on Instagram at wisdomconnect_. You can send us an email at wisdomconnecting@gmail.com. We'd be willing to listen to you. If you want to talk to someone, we're really open to talk to. We're open, we want to hear you. We want to have a conversation with you. We want to create a network where everybody can be free. Like I said, we're trying to grow a better generation that is totally dependent on God. Like Idike said, it is about kingdom, not religion. Thank you so much for that word. Okay, guys, so we are done for today. I'm going to stop recording.
Thank you all for attending.
Hey,
hope you enjoyed the conversation. Trust me, it was mind-blowing for me as well. Thank you so much for everyone that has joined in. And if you're just watching this, please watch again. There's so much to learn. We definitely would want to hear from you. If you love to be part of our conversations, please follow our social media handles on Instagram at wisdomconnect_, on Twitter at wisdomconnect_, in Clubhouse at Wisdom Connect, so you can know when we're having our meetings and how to join in the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. Like we said, God has some of wisdom inside of you that we want to hear from, and we'd love you to hear from us as well. Thank you so much. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and like our videos. God bless you and have a great week.